Everyone, it's morning here. I'm in New Zealand at the moment, so the time is a little bit different from what we usually do. I'm still working out this new interface on Zoom. Seems to be something new, so I'm just going to see. Let me know in chat if you can hear me okay. If everything's okay, let me know, and we'll get started in just a moment. And I'll look this side. I've just set up the camera. I'm working on a computer that doesn't have a camera, which is unusual. But been doing some videos, so I've been getting ready for the launch of this new version. Right. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, and hope everyone's well. This office hour is going to be a little bit shorter, but I'll be covering mainly the just the main announcements that we have coming up and kind of a few things. We haven't really done too much in the interface itself this month. And one sec. I'll just see if I can fix that. Sabine, host tools. Cool. Should be resolved now. So you should be all good. So we haven't done. Hello. Cool. So we haven't done too much over the last while in terms of visual changes. Hi, Sabine and Yuta. Sabine and Yuta have been in New Zealand. We caught up last week. They're traveling down the South Island, so it was a lot of fun. And I'll see you hopefully soon again, which will be a lot of fun. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. So yeah, the major thing that I wanted to cover is that there's been a few things that I've been working on that I wanted to go through that don't involve looking at the software, but are important and affect everyone. So the major one is that we were going to switch to a subscription, and we decided to not do that. We've decided to go back. The sales were low, but also the work required to get it to the stage, the software to the stage we need to get it to for a subscription for ongoing. We need a lot more work. So we've moved it to a one time, and we're releasing a new sales page, sales funnel, which a friend of mine's working on. He's been very successful through YouTube ads and also through Facebook. So he's created a more engaging, interesting sales funnel that will be available, I think, this week. Actually, we'll probably have it ready by maybe Thursday or Friday. It'll be available, and then you'll be able to promote through that. And it's going to convert a lot better than our current sales video and our current website, because there's just a completely different feel, completely different look, and the offer is a lot more compelling as well. Plus, it looks like a really polished software when you look at the sales page now. So we're going to switch our whole website across to this. It looks really good, and that's going to be coming very soon. I've been working on the sales videos over the last few days, and they're going to be a lot more engaging than the last ones we've had as well. So the direction has changed a little bit in that sense. Now, there's also been another changes that I've moved the company from previously being in Hong Kong, and the software now is in New Zealand. So it's been moved, and what that means is that the Stripe accounts have to change. So we currently have the Hong Kong Stripe accounts that you'll have connected through, and this is probably the most urgent change that we need everyone to do. So the we've got about a 3 month period from now until the end of the time, but all you need to do is just reconnect your Stripe account inside of your account. PayPal, you don't need to do anything. It's just Stripe. We can't do it ourselves the way we set up the Stripe accounts. We need everyone to reconnect. And when you reconnect, it doesn't change anything. It just means that your integration is going to be taken over from the last Stripe account to the new Stripe account, and you can do that right now. And it won't have any effect or impact on anything. It's just simply a thing. But what might happen is if in 3 months' time we shut down the Stripe account, which we're going to have to do because the business is closing down in Hong Kong, then what it means is that that you may not be able to process sales. So that's all. So if you do want to continue processing sales, then just connect up the new Stripe account and you'll be okay. Yeah. So that's probably the biggest thing that has come out of this. You'll have noticed we've had some instability in the software, so it's worth talking about that. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we had a couple of issues around development, and what that means is that, and yes, that's correct. So first, disconnect the old Stripe account, and then reconnect the Stripe account again with just the same way that you would connect it usually. And it just means that from our side, you're disconnecting it from one of our Stripe accounts and you're reconnecting it into the new Stripe account. That's what will happen. So yeah, and that'll resolve any potential issues in 3 months. So I'll put out an email about it as well, and I'll post in the community about it today. I talked with the team about this yesterday, what we needed to do to make the transition and make sure that everything goes smoothly. And that's probably the only thing that requires anyone's attention. Everything else really doesn't. It's pretty easy. So once that's done, it's done. So the other thing is that we've had some instability in the software. It's not good. There's a few things that aren't working the way that it should be working. So we've been this week will be really good because we've got a task about eight things at the moment that we really want to deal with, and we're dealing with them this week. So there's been a few bugs that have appeared, and we're going to be resolving them. So that'll be taken care of. Most of them don't affect everyone. I think maybe there's one that does, but it's kind of difficult to find. And most you probably won't have noticed any of these, but they're on our list, so we're going to resolve them. You'll have seen them posted in the group. We've had a few more posts in the group recently relating to the software and things not being 100% the way that they should be. So we're dealing with that at the moment, and then we're working towards the new version, which is really exciting. So the new version now is our next milestone. So this version that we have here, I would call it maybe 2.0, and we're moving to 3. It's going to be a big change. It'll look really professional. It looks like a SaaS platform, and it looks really good. Plus, we'll have a number of features that will be released with this new update we've been wanting to release, but have been built into this new update. So those will be released as well. And we're looking at that release to be around mid-May. So March, April, about mid-May. And the whole team is working towards this. And at that time as well, we'll have the mobile app available as well, which will come out too. So I know there's been a bit of waiting for the mobile app. Part of it has been we want to get to this final stage. And the final stage is like this because it's a big, substantial design change. And if we release the mobile app now, it doesn't look, first of all, it looks different from the current platform. It looks like the next stage. And it's going to be a lot easier if we do it all together. Then we can resolve any bugs, anything that comes up together instead of just doing it separate. So we should have it ready for testing in maybe just before May, but we're going to say mid-May release just to give us some time to make sure everything's smooth and everything looks really good. So that's coming out, and it's going to be really, really good. Sabine and Muta had a chance to have a look at it, and they had some suggestions which we've added in. So Sabine, usually you'll be happy about that. The designer's done most of what we talked about, so that's looking good, and it'll be resolved as well very soon, and hopefully. Mid-May is the time that we'll be releasing it. You'll notice that some of the screens on the new sales page, they'll look like the software will look like. And that's where we're building towards as well. And good news as well, the switcher will come back. We'll have landing pages that will have the ability to share them outside of the platform to sell individually to people that don't yet have a membership inside of your groups. And we'll also have, as well as part of that, we'll have basically improved some of the features that we really wanted to and refined some of it. The settings is probably the biggest one. The settings at the moment doesn't really work the way that we want it to work, and it's not that clear. The settings will get a good update, which will make it a lot easier as well. The switcher, I'll show you right now. So the switcher is, I'll just go onto my screen, share, switcher, host tools. Yeah. So so this is the switcher, right? We previously had a switcher, so you'd basically have you could choose a arrow here, and it would have a switch where you could switch between the groups, and we removed that. So that's being restored in the new design. The design it's similar in the way it works to this, but it's much more refined. Also, there's a couple of settings that are missing at the moment that we had in the previous design. So let me tell you about the improvements. The major ones will be the way that this looks and it feels. It'll feel a lot more professional, feel a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to use. The settings will get an overhaul. The way that we've done this with the creator and the business, it's not ideal, and we will be removing the way this is done. So depending on the package that you have, you'll just see that if you say, for example, have creator but you don't have business, then you'll just, you won't see these features inside of the settings. They'll have a lock on them or something like that, but we won't have them separate like this. So we're actually removing these two here, and we're just spreading the settings out within the settings, which is a lot nicer. It works a lot better It's going to be a lot better. We've also got a few updates that will be coming as well just after this release. So this is the business package right now. It's not yet where we want it to be. We want to have a marketplace, and we also want to have full rebranding available. And those will come about 2 weeks after the release of the update. So that's probably the only thing that's going to be delayed more. We decided that we would release these after the update. The reason is that it doesn't make sense to add them now and then have to redesign them all. So we just decided, let's just do the full update. The developers thought this was the best idea, and I also, after hearing what they had to say, thought it was the best idea to do these later and to work on the stuff that we need for this new update first. So this here will go and it'll be spread out within the settings, and we'll do an office hours when this comes out. Also, we'll have a training that I'll do that will come out with this as well, because now we'll be able to do trainings and we'll know that the design isn't going to change much after this. Maybe we'll add more features, but the design itself, this is the final design. So we're not going to be making any major design updates or changes, which does affect the training and has affected our training and our ability, everyone's ability to do training to date. So this is really the final update we're doing in terms of that. So the design is not going to change. We're just going to build onto it after that. And if we do a change, it's going to be a long, long time in the future when the platform's much, much bigger, as opposed to doing it in the immediate future. Our main goal after releasing this is really to get more people into the platform. We want to sell more, help the communities that we have inside of the marketplace to grow. And that's going to help us to boost the platform out to more people. And that'll give us the ability to add more features and as we go as well. So the landing pages as well will come. I saw a question about that. So for courses right now, you can sell individual courses. So if I wanted to edit this, for example, and add a price to it, I can add a price to it now. The problem with this is that only members inside of your group can purchase this course. So this has been raised a number of times and we want to fix it. So what's going to happen is in the next release, then you're going to be able to actually have a shareable link. So if you share this, say for example, we went in and we went to this course here. It's got its own URL, and for some reason it's not. There it is. So it's got its own URL. You'll be able to share that URL, and anyone who's not a member of your group will be able to go to this URL. They'll just be able to purchase the course and then get registered for your community after the fact. So this is one major thing that we want to do. And then the courses itself, the design of these courses, we're going to be making a big improvement to as well. So I'll reveal this closer to the time when we actually have, I think probably on the next office hours, I'll be able to show you on our development server how this looks. But essentially, this is going to be much more neatly organized. We want to introduce more options for lessons, because one of the past issues that we've had and one of the complaints has been that, hey, I can't add images into these, I can't add full articles. So we're going to be making that available as well. And the course will have it'll have a landing page, yes. So the first version, it will have a landing page. It'll be a very basic version. We do have a more advanced layout, which will include reviews, which will include more information and details about the course, as well as a layout of the course itself. The first initial version will be an improvement of this, and then we'll be introducing those features in the coming weeks after. So we'll start with the new look, and then we'll be introducing and building on that landing page. But at the end of it, the end result should be that you've got something that's similar to, I guess, Udemy kind of look, where you've got reviews, you've got the ability to get reviews, you've got the ability to sell your course, you've got the ability to share it publicly. And then if someone registers for your course, you could use it, for example, as a way of getting people in at a low cost to then enroll them into your community. So if your community is $27 per month, you might sell your course for $9 per month, just a $9 one time, get people into the course, and then in the course recommend that they join your community. And that's going to be available with this next update. So that's going to be really cool as well. Now, in terms of the landing pages, I'd like to know about the landing pages. Will there be a WYSIWYG editor card? So we're redoing the landing page system a little bit. It still uses the card system. There will be some more flexibility with it. But at the moment, because we are mainly working on the design, we're not working on the functionality of the landing pages. There is an end result we want to get to, which we've designed, but the first initial version is probably going to be a different looking landing pages system that's much similar to what we have right now, but looks a lot better and is more functional and easier. In terms of a WYSIWYG editor, something that allows us to add more to it, we want to be able to do that. but it's going to come with time. So that's one of those things that we've got on our list that we won't have in the initial release, and the initial release will have a new design for it, but we want to add more flexibility in the future, and we will. The probably the most major change for business customers in this transition is going to be that with that landing page, if you want to, you'll be able to add it to your own custom domain, and that you'll be able to add multiple groups to your custom domain and sell multiple groups on your own custom domain as your own marketplace. That's where we're moving towards, and that's the final kind of end result we want to get to. And that would really complete the packages to the point where we're really satisfied that we've got a really good uh, basically we want to separate them so it's really clear to communicate them. So we've got the essentials package, which is the essentials to get started. We've got the creator package, which is really for creators that want help and support growing their group from the starting point. And then business, if you're already established, you've got subscribers, maybe you've grown your group to a certain stage and you want to introduce more communities, or maybe you have other people that you know that you want to work with and want to get them to also sell more communities as part of your brand inside of your white labeled system, essentially. We want to move to that point where we can do that and offer that. And then that kind of distinguishes every package so it's really clear. And from our perspective, it's a lot more attractive marketing message versus our competitors, many of them who don't offer similar packages to what we offer. So that's where we're looking to in the future. Cool. I like the option, and I'm excited to introduce more communities. It's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be really good. If you're a business customer, it's going to be there'll be a lot more that'll be available in the near future after that release. Will we reintroduce the about page again? It's a good question. In the new designs, we don't currently have an about page within the community area. We've got a more kind of we have some description about the course and what it is, which I guess does kind of replace it a little bit. You'll see that in the new design that we have more information when you actually are looking at the different courses. You can enter one and it'll show you a title and it'll show you a description of the course, which we removed in this case. And then you'll have a landing page or our standard page that'll be available. And we're going to see how that goes. We're hesitant at the moment to introduce the about page into the tabs. And the reason is that, first of all, it creates another tab that we need to worry about. Secondly, it's when we release the mobile app, we're trying to refine things as much as possible. And the about right now doesn't fit into our mobile app, the plan that we have with it. The mobile app is going to be a minimalist kind of version. It's not going to include settings. It's not going to have those types of editing that you might have on the desktop. It'll give you what you need to on the go respond, write posts, and update basic things. Communicate essentially through chat, communicate through or approve members, run events, post to your community or respond to your community. It's going to include those basic things, but for everything else, you'll use a desktop, either a desktop application, which we'll hopefully have which may actually be possible, but it won't be possible initially. We'll do it all through the desktop essentially in terms of settings, but the app will be kind of complementary. We like this approach because I've seen it used on other software, and I've used other software that work like that. And because it's a small device we're trying to work on, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to refine that mobile device as much as possible, the app for that, and then basically give you the ability to edit things on the computer that will then reflect on the mobile. How this affects scheduling posts to go up later, still API, especially for things like Go High Level. Yeah, so the API integrations won't change. We are introducing a webhook. So the webhook will be for external payment platforms, and that will be one change where there's a slight change in it because we are opening it up a bit to more people and more software. That is the only area that'll really be adjusted. The about page is similar to a landing page, therefore it would be the same information that's not necessary. Yeah, so I think that's probably the thing that I'd agree with as well, is that the landing page, you can use that to communicate what you want. And if I had to pick out of, do I want to add an about page or do I want to improve the landing page that we have so it does that job? That would be where I'd be leaning towards. Let's improve the landing page system so it does that job really well. What about re-adding the AI content creator? Is that in the plans? Yes, it is in the plans. At the moment, it's not realistic because of the workload we have with the new update. But in the future, we want to add that. I think that it could be done really smartly. There's a number of opportunities we have in the software, and with other software moving towards this, it's just a matter of time before other software, other community software, uh, integrate this in some interesting ways. There are a few basic ways that we've tested that we have some ideas around, but at the moment, before we release this new update, we're not committing to anything else. We want to get this out so it's really good quality, and if we can do that, then everyone's happy, it's stable, and we have sales coming in, and the new customers also are learning the platform really well and easily and getting involved in it as well. Then that's the point where we may look at this and think, hey, well, let's have a look at what might be the next thing that we would want to introduce, and maybe AI would be one of those. Is there a possibility of tracking KPIs inside of Communi? So we're introducing some new analytics. It may not be in the first version of this, but we do have analytics done in our designs. The analytics is usually around drop-offs, so who's engaging in your community, making sure that they continue to engage in your community, and seeing how many members you have joining, how much growth you have, how much increased revenue you have over the month before. So that we've already done the designs for, and we're working towards releasing it with this new version. But in terms of anything else, we don't yet have anything else. I think if you see the new version and there's some statistics that you could see or analytics or KPIs that you would like us to introduce into it, then post them inside of the group once that's released. And I know it's hard because we're really excited to get it out as well. We want to get it out to everyone, and it's difficult to wait. But in May, that'll be the time to post your feedback about what you'd like to see. The major thing that we want to make sure we get right is we really want the platform to feel like a startup, a valuable startup, and that means that it needs to be fast and it needs to be very stable for everyone. So we the what we're really working towards is releasing this software so it looks great and it's really stable and it works fast. And if we can get those things right, then other features will be easier to introduce because we won't have to worry about, we've got this list of things that we need to improve or fix or resolve that aren't working the way that we want them to work. We want to resolve all of those issues, and that's what the team is working towards at the moment. How are things progressing with the calendar booking feature? So we've got this done. We've already got the new calendar booking feature done. So that is done in the new version. It's not as thorough as the designs that we have. We have some really thorough designs that give you the ability to share landing pages for your booking, for example, but we won't be releasing that in the first version. And the first version will be, it's already updated. I've seen it and I've had a wee play around with it. And it looks it looks different from our current version, but it works very similar to our current version. And that'll be the first release that we have. We do have designs for more advanced features, but we're trying to refine as much as possible to get the release done so it looks great. And then it means that it's easier to resolve and get stable. Basically, it's easier to get stable if we have cut down some of these features as much as possible to be consistent with what we have already. So we're not introducing too many new features with this new release, because if we release too many features, then we're going to have stability problems. So it really is it's a complete redesign. And then we have some limited releases. So the landing pages for courses is a limited release, for example. And then the settings is another area where we have some updates, but most of all, we're trying to keep it as much as possible similar in terms of functionality to what we have, but look a lot better and work a lot more stable. So I've got some questions here. So you talked about two communities at some point. When do you see that happening? I'm assuming after May. Yes. So we've got an accelerator community that I really want to get building, but we've delayed it because of this new release, because we want to create a program within it. And if we're going to create a program, we really need to make sure that the designs are consistent with what we have. And we're going to wait until May to release it. So that will be as part of that, and that'll be an upgrade that'll be available as well for as part of what we're doing. We're working towards that as a potential upgrade that we'll have, but it needs to be really good. So we're not going to release anything until it's really good. Cool. What is the best integrated CRM to use if there is such a thing? With us at the moment, I'm not sure. For me, I use kit.com. as my CRM. I guess that is a CRM, and it does a sufficient job, but it's really what I'm finding is that there is things are changing very quickly, and I'll have some recommendations on that when we release the new version. We're going to have a look at what integrations we can open up, so we can allow for more integration and communication between different CRM technologies and our software. So I'll probably ask me again once we've released this, and I'll have a better idea then. The little bug in the current private chat booking feature is still there. Yep. So this will be resolved this week. So this is on our list, and this is one of those 8 tasks that we have that will be getting an improvement this week. So the developers, they're aware of it, and yeah, you'll see that soon. Cool. How long do we have to wait for issues? I knew it. I'm not familiar with the issues that you were having. But this week, anything that's been posted inside of this group, so if you've posted something inside of the community that's not working the way that you believe it should be working, so for example, this is a known issue that we have that's been posted here, and these are all getting taken care of this week. This one in particular will be taken care of today. So there are a few things that are issues, so we're taking care of those, especially the urgent ones. There are some of these that are reasonably urgent, which we're taking care of. And yeah, we're doing them in as we build the new design. We're taking care of these with priority, but doing some every day. The reason these weren't resolved earlier is that our lead developer, he's been away for the last week. So we haven't pushed any updates. Some of these are already resolved in the development server. Our other developer already put fixes onto the development server to test, and we just need to release them. So I think today, most of the features that he did last week will be rolled out. So I think that calendar feature may be in them, but I'll follow up and I'll check. Everything that's posted here, we have a big list that we put into Slack, and the team, they then go through them and we prioritize them, and then we get them done. So there's about, I think out of those 8, there's about 4 that are really urgent, and I think they'll all be resolved by the end of this week. I don't think there'll be anything. They're not major updates. They just require small fixes, but we'll be going through making sure everything's resolved by the end of this week that was posted, especially last week. Just because we didn't usually we resolve these things immediately the day that they're posted, but we're a little bit behind just because the developer was away last week. So we're still catching up a bit. Cool. So really what I wanted to then go through is how you can prepare for the next update. So I've mentioned a few times about training and anything like that, and some of the changes. What I would encourage you to do in preparation for the new update is there's a few things you can do. So first of all, we are releasing a new sales funnel. So we're going to release that, and it will have the different features within it as well. And it might be useful if I go through this, perhaps. Uh, this would be good. Yeah. So this is our current. Actually, no, I'll log out, and we'll go to our current sales page. And by the way, this log out button, I know that we've been getting complaints about it. This is changing location in the new version for sure, 100%. It's you'll notice that will be a lot easier to find. All right. So if you go to communi.com, we go to our pricing here. So the funnel that we're releasing is going to be consistent with these. This is going to get a rename. This is going to be Essentials from now on. The reason it's Essentials is it just sounds a lot better than Hobby. So, and it's really the essentials that someone would need to grow their group. We'll also be allowing for limited free group creation for certain users that join as well and register for your groups. They'll be able to create a free group. And the reason that we want that is that we want them to create a free group, experience it for themselves, and then they'll upgrade to paid or they'll upgrade to additional features. So that's another thing that will be released as well. So this will be essentials, and essentially it'll have what is listed here. So if you want to go to communi.com/pricing, you can see this. Now, broadcast posts, this will be a 10. This will be a 10 limit. This will be 25. This will be unlimited. And then we'll have these limits are basically still the same. So you can see what the funnel will look like by going through here. When I say basic listings, that's going to be a basic listing in the marketplace, and a featured listing is one that's been featured, so it has a highlight and it's ranked in the marketplace as well. Now this is coming soon. This isn't yet available, and we have coming soon on these updated sales pages. So any of the coming soon features, like the 100% rebrand, for example, isn't yet ready. They'll have coming soon on them for the updated one. But you can see here this is the feature set we're working towards. We've got a working hours feature we're also going to release, which is going to be really useful because it means that people will be aware of where you as your team, where they're based, when they're working, so they know when to expect to get responses. Also, you'll be able to isolate your community. So this is a business feature as well. You can see that here. So this is the way it's going to be done. So we'll have a front end sales page, which will be this. And the way that this is going to change is that we'll be selling one community, and everyone who's purchasing on the front end will be able to purchase either one community or an upgraded version of five. So they'll be able to So we're limiting the amount of communities that people can buy. So that's one major change that will come into this essentials package. And then we'll have the creator, which will be these features, which will be listed here, that will that have the tick here. And then we have the business feature, which you can see here, which is for business. And the prices are consistent with this. So it's consistent with this with that limitation as well. So there is a limitation on the essentials. And we'll also be opening up the ability to create free groups that you can't charge for and that have limits so that people can start free groups and they can upgrade later as well. So if I already have business, still make as many communities as I want? Yes. So this doesn't change for anyone who's got access to date. These limitations are new limitations for future members, but they don't affect your group. So you're still unlimited. Members will be unlimited as well for everyone who purchases. It's just that we'll have a group limit on the front end. And we'll also have the meetings feature because we're going to be improving on it over time. That will be a bump upgrade on that on the checkout page. Now you'll see this on Thursday or Friday, latest Friday. I'll do an announcement inside of the partners group, and getting familiar with that will help. And then if you want to share that with others, you can do that before the release, and that'll help others to get familiar with it. And if they want to purchase, they can purchase in advance. That's also available from this week. So the partners group is at communi.com/partners, I believe. No, it's not. All right, one sec. I'll just log in and we'll go to it. And I'll post any updates relating to our release into that group. So if you want to be up to date with it, joining that partners group is the best way to keep up to date with what's happening. And I haven't posted in there too much recently. That's part of the reason has been that we've been making a lot of changes with what's happening inside of the funnel itself. And you can see this here. So this is it here. I've got a couple of support issues to deal with here. So I'll deal with those that have been posted in the group. I'll respond there. So this is the URL, and you'll be able to see this here. And I would recommend joining this partners group. I'll be announcing anything to do with the sales and the packages, and also releasing the new funnel when it's available here as well. And it really is a big update. It's a big change. So getting familiar with that's really going to help. Also, in preparation for the next version, letting people know that there's going to be some changes happening in May. Then if you can prepare for that. Right now, you can register people into your communities. You can get more people in. That's going to work really well. Run live events, for example, to show them the platform. Maybe do one long video to show them the platform and how it works, as opposed to doing courses or trainings or anything like that, because this will be getting a substantial overhaul. And if you're planning for the future, you want to create a course that's going to be there for the next year, it's going to be best to create a course like that after May. Just realistically, it's better to put your time into recruiting new people, posting outside of the platform about your communities, and then waiting for May if you're actually creating a training program or any introduction videos that feature the platform, waiting until then. And then you'll be able to release that when the new version's out, and it'll be something you can talk about to members. It'll be a hopefully a really good opportunity to engage with people, to connect with them, and that will be coming in May. So if you've got a training program or a challenge or anything like that, May will be the best time to do it, and specifically after that first half of May. So if you planning it out for after the 15th of May is safe. We'll have this being tested at an early May, and then we'll have the release done before the second week of May. So just being aware of that. If you want to allow for more time, would be best. June will probably be the best date. And I say that because when we release this, there is going to be some things we're still working on. There is going to be some things that will need to resolve in that first version. There always is when you do a big update like this. However, I don't see any issue. I don't think there'll be anything major. So if you did want to, because we're not adding too many big features in, we're only really adding the only troublesome features that could cause issues is the course landing page, which we'll test a lot. So I don't think there'll be any problems there. And then the settings and integrations. It's really low risk when it comes to a release. So I don't think there'll be any problems. So safely, I would say after the second week of May to be safe. But if you wanted to be absolutely sure, June 1st of June would be the absolute certainty that everything will be picked up, resolved. Any bugs that come up will be resolved, and we'll have a stable version by then. Cool. A few weeks ago, I had requested to be able to compose and send regular emails in addition to just posts in the schedule automated messages area. Is that still in the plans? We don't yet have that available. We won't be able to do that in this first version. The reason is that creating a email system, it's a really cool feature, but the problem is that then you have to deal with deliverability. So we are doing some things with deliverability, and if we can solve the deliverability problem, then it would become more realistic to do that. When I say deliverability, we most people get our emails inside of their main inbox. We do have the odd person that says, "Hey, your emails are going into spam." So we need to work on that. We need to get our deliverability up. We need to monitor it, and if we can get that, then that would be a good next step. With the business plan, there is a solution for this. So the business plan has a solution for this, which is adding your own email. And that means it's off our system. So you've actually got your own email used as the sender email. And we'll give you some instructions to how to improve deliverability on that email when it comes out. And this is a really big change for emails. And then it opens it up to in the future being able to send regular emails if we saw that as something we wanted to do on the platform. I'm not sure that we want to do that yet on the platform. I could see that an email marketing system will do it much better than we'll be able to do it because they're focused on it all the time. We want to do communities really well. And in order to do communities really well, we have to be hyper focused on just that. So a lot of what we've done has been to refine who we are, what we do, what we want to be good at, what we want to be known as. And if we want to be known for communities, we have to get really, really good at that and just zero in on that and get super focused. So most of the updates will be, if we're going to update something, there's things like the new post, for example, the way this new post works. This can be improved. This can be made better. We've got some new updates to do with this and some new features coming out. The polls could look better. The polls could work smoother. We could, for example, have some improvements to the way that self-destruct works, the way we make our posts shareable to outsiders. That could be improved as well. So there's these things that we're looking at, and we want to really get right before we look at other features within the platform. There's improvements we can make to the community right now that are going to make the software feel better, feel nicer, and be a better experience for everyone. So when we think about features, we put these as our primary, and things like email, they are important, but they're secondary. So we try and solve them without having to do too much work. And the easiest solution right now is to allow business customers to be able to add their own sending domain and sending email domain. And that also separates us from other platforms out there like Skull. I don't think they have that possibility, but it is advantageous. It's good if you want autonomy, if you want improved deliverability, if you want to also have more control over your people and your groups, your communities. We want to allow for that. We want to be known for that. I understand the deliverability issue. I know someone really cool. If you need help getting that up, message me if you want. Yeah, I think after we do this new release, because it's one area we have been talking about, and we have some instructions to improve deliverability, and we've also done some things on our own domain to improve deliverability. If we release this and we're having issues, we're having things going to spam, then yeah, if you have a contact, that would be great. But I think I'm optimistic that we'll we'll be in a really good position. For me, I haven't seen any emails going into spam. I haven't experienced it myself, but I've just seen reports, a couple of people in the group over the last month that have reported it, and I think we can then improve it. So, when will the paid events be implemented? So it's not going to be in the first version of this either. So this first version, we're going to have paid courses with landing pages. We aren't going to yet have paid events. In terms of would we uh, put in paid events, we have designs. Yes, we would do it, but it won't yet be in this first version. It'll come later, and it'll come probably the same way that we do courses. So if courses go well, we can maybe learn a few things from it. Then we can incorporate that into the way that we release events, which again would have a landing page. I could imagine being able to sell. So you sell access to an event perhaps, or you share an event that's free, people come in, you then introduce them to your course or you introduce them to your community. You can then sell from that event, enroll people to the full package. So it makes a lot of sense. Events are a really cool way of engaging people. So yeah, it's designed. It's just that we won't have it ready for this release. And it will be a more it'll be as substantial as the landing pages for courses are. So it'll take maybe a week once we decide that we're ready to go. So it's one of those features that we will look at probably after about 2 weeks after the release. Once we've done the release, updated everything and made sure that everything's smooth. And then it'll be after we've done all the business features. Then we'll be looking at something like paid events. Will the tiers with membership be available? We've got designs for multiple packages. We've done designs for that. So how to sell, for example, having three prices for your community. So you could sell, for example, a basic package, a premium package, and then a ultimate package. We do have designs for that, but again, it's one of those things that we'll release later because it's reasonably substantial where it should be just its own release. Uh, in terms of being the level system, we removed that in the first place because it was complicated. And we've learned a lot of lessons from it. And I think that if we do release it again, it there's a possibility we'll be looking at that, but we want to do this first version first, and we want to do it right. And then if we can get courses working well, if we can get paid events working well, then we may be looking at something like that. But at the moment, it's not on our list, and we don't yet have new designs for the tiers system. So it's something that we would look at later. But at the moment, we're not we're trying to move through with the scope that we've got, do it really well, be really specific with what level we want to do it at, and then after that, we'll be looking at these others as add-ons. The major thing for us is that we want to get this new update out, and that we need to improve our sales flow into the software. So we need to improve the brand. We need to improve the stability of the software. We need to make it easier to share the software. We need to improve the registration system as well, which we're doing with this process at the moment. And the sales funnel. We need a complete overhaul of the sales funnel, and that's why we've been working with someone who's got a lot of experience with it. And this next version will be something I think that'll work really well. What about several pricing options on the landing page? Yeah, so that's one of those parts that'll come. So that'll be we've got designs for it. It's not going to be out in this first release, but it is on our plans, and it'll come as a future release. I think I have the business plan except the gigabytes section. So uh, with the business plan, the the data is 5 gigs, so 5 gigabytes. I think you'll have that within your platform. For a monthly cost, we had an elevated amount of data, but we've decided to remove that. So if you do max out your data, then let us know. We haven't yet had anyone that's maxed out their data, which is why we don't currently have anything else above that. So it's 5 gigabytes across your communities. Yeah. So that's what you get. And again, we haven't had anyone that's maxed that out. So no one has maxed that out yet. If you do max it out, tell me, and then we'll figure out what we do. But we've put that in there as a limit. And when someone maxes it out, then we'll sit down and we'll plan out what we do. But we haven't yet had that. So part of it's that we want to monitor that because it's for the business, it's an expense that's ongoing. So we need to be careful with how we manage data. And we've got lifetime customers coming in. We don't have recurring coming in as one of our options because we've switched back to lifetime. So we just need to be cautious about the data that we use because we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we have a big cost going out every single month with data, but we don't have the recurring income to sustain such a cost. So that's why we need to be a little bit cautious with that. And if we see that lots of people are maxing it out, then we'll need to adjust and we'll need to adjust our strategy. Yeah, cool. So yeah, a lot of exciting things happening. I'm really optimistic about what's happening. We've had some really good news. We thought that our developer would be leaving. I released a video about it the other week, and then we had some issues around that. But the developer has agreed to come back, and he's working with us at the moment. So it's great. And we've got also another developer who's training up, who's also going to be working as well. So that has given us a lot. It means that we can. It means also that we don't have to have such a lengthy onboarding process for this current developer. He's able to work with our current developer who's built the platform. They can work together. He can learn, and then he'll be able to take over once the lead developer will decide to leave. He's with us at the moment. I hope that he stays, but he's going to help us to release this final version that we want to. So that's going to make it a lot easier. And it means that we've got a lot more certainty around the release date of it. And it means also that, yeah, it's a really good situation. So it's a good situation at the moment. We have a good situation happening, and we have also some good momentum within the team. The team's working well together, and we have a great designer who's been helping us with the designs to really make them look great. And yeah, so things are looking really good. And I think that the over the next month, working on the sales funnel will be good. It'll be in a really good stage by the time that we release this new update. When we release the new update, we'll have a really good sales funnel leading into it, and we'll also have a platform that looks like a really competitive platform against the other platforms that are out there that have more customers than us, have more members. We want to compete against them, and I think we've got a really good message now, and also a good direction that'll help us to showcase what we can do, and hopefully people join us as a result of that. And I think people will. So yeah, things are looking really good. I'm feeling really good about it, and hopefully that will start to show in the software as well in the coming months. So yeah, it's all going well. We'll be sharing some tools that'll help us to share the platform partner-wise. Yes. After this release, I've mentioned a couple of times that we want to open up the integrations. We want to open up the amount of companies we can work with. We want to open up the flexibility we have. So one of the things that we really want to do is you control your data, you use it as you want. If you want to send it off to another software after someone registers, or if someone registers another platform, you want to send them into Communi, we want to allow you to do that really easily with a variety of different software. So we will be, yeah, we will be releasing some information about that, and we'll probably do. We'll probably once the new release is out, it'll be a lot easier. But I'll be able to communicate how. I guess the first one will be how to use the webhook. We've got a new webhook that is going to be released, and that will be one of the ways that you can use that. We also have a few more Zapier options that will come out as well, and automation options. So that will be there. But they'll be basic at the start. They're not major, but we want to build more into the being able to offer you more flexibility, more autonomy, and yeah. So if there's any suggestions about how we can do that, what would be useful for your business, the more you can give us now would be great, because we've got some ideas, we've listed them, but the more you can tell us, the better. Uh, and yeah, about the tutorials on the webhook, yeah, we'll have tutorials. I'll do tutorials, and we'll have tutorials on the webhook. Yeah. The new settings will be in itself. It'll be a lot more clear, hopefully. We'll have instructions inside of the settings themselves. We have room to do that. So it'll be good. Do you recommend Make or Zapier or something else? I've not yet signed up. I don't use either, so I can't recommend anything at the moment on those. For me, I keep it as simple as possible. I just use kit.com, and that's all I find that I need at this point in time. but I would recommend that you post inside of the group. So I would recommend posting inside of the community group because there's people that are inside of our community that are much more advanced and sophisticated than I am in this area. So I'd recommend posting there, and I think that you'll probably get a lot better answers and feedback from the members that we have in the community there. And yeah, we'll have a good set of FAQs as well. I'm working on those today, actually. So they're on my list of to-dos today. The FAQs will be there. So it should be good. Awesome. Any other questions? Let me know if there's any final questions. Otherwise, we'll close this off here. My goal for the next week is to share with you what this platform looks like. So I'm really hoping I can talk the developers into having most of it on the development server so I can showcase it in advance so you can prepare. I know that Sabine, you and Yuta, seeing it in action will help with your group as well, your community. So hopefully I can give you some access as well, so you can have a play around with it in advance as well. It's for them, so should be good. Awesome. So yeah, the next call will be around the same time. So we'll do it in a month, and then we'll do a follow up in early May as well. And in early May, we'll have a final March, April. Oh, it'll be early May anyway. So we'll do one call in April, and then we'll probably do a follow up when we release this update because it is going to be substantial. And yeah, if you haven't yet joined the partners group, I'll be posting in there starting from today. If you want to see the new sales flow, the new sales material, then make sure you join in here, and then we'll be able to, awesome. Then we'll be able to post it in there and you'll be able to find out about it. And also it has some previews about how things are looking moving forward as well. So it should be really good. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great month. If you have any questions that come after this, then please post inside of the community. Let us know and we'll do our best to resolve it. This week is going to be a really good week for us. We're working on those issues that have been raised, and we're going to get them all resolved. And yeah, can't wait to show you the preview in the next one. So I look forward to seeing you then. Have a good month, and we'll talk soon. All right. See you later. Ciao. Bye. Thank you.